This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
You finally done it. You saw the Northern Lights.
I did. I was already in bed. And then I hear, Lisa, come check it out. The Northern Lights are right outside.
It's a long-running storyline of this show that you grew up in St. Albert, which is like home of the Northern Lights. That's where they started.
I don't think so, but a lot of people see them there all the time.
Well, yeah, they're just like
you could
prominent. They're in Northern Canada.
Right.
And you've never seen them, you claim, even though you grew up there. And spent many a bush party outside.
Exactly. Sturgeon.
Like sleeping in fields when you lied and said that you were going to sleep at your friend's place?
I never slept in the fields.
Oh, what kind of bush party were you at then?
You would sleep there?
Oh, wherever you laid down.
We had one taxi driver. I think his name was Terry. And he would drive out to Sturgeon and come get all of us in his minivan. And he would smoke in the vehicle, windows up.
Everything lines up here.
Yep.
Did he have a pet snake?
No.
Oh.
Not that I was aware of, but I was selfish. I never asked him about his life.
I bet he did.
Anyway, I saw the Northern Lights last night and they were so boring.
No.
Well, I didn't really see a lot. I saw like a tiny little line.
Okay.
And you were like, look, they're dancing. And I was like, I went back to bed.
After all that.
After all that. And people are texting in saying, Lisa, look outside. They're still out there. And I'm like, over it already. I don't know, man.
Okay, hold on. You saw the Northern... You came out grumpy, looked at the Northern Lights...
Because you woke me up.
Turned around and walked back in. You didn't even give them a chance to do their thing. No.
Yeah, they danced a little bit. They were like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, exactly. But then they can dance big.
Okay, well...
You never know what's coming with
that's
them.
For another day, maybe.
Well, exactly. Don't write them off that you've seen all the Northern Lights now. You looked at them in the city with the city lights, which is already a crime in comparison if you're out of the city.
Okay, well, let me ease into this experience.
Sure.
I've seen pictures. That's all I need.
No, it's not. Because you don't see them moving around in pictures.
I was impressed with the moon. There's a full moon tonight, by the way. So to all of my moon sisters out there, make sure you are charging your crystals tonight, putting out a bowl of water so it turns into moon water. Use that to water your plants and feed your dogs.
What?
It's a thing when there's a full moon.
Anyway.
Way more interesting than the
No,
Northern
it's
Lights.
not. Came across a story that was pretty awesome involving an 8-year-old. I mean, not...
It's not awesome.
Well...
I mean, the more you think about it, the more you're like, okay, this girl's kind of an icon. But at the same time, what she did was illegal, extremely dangerous. She could have hurt herself or other people.
What's the most badass thing you did as a kid is the question we want to ask real quick.
That's a great question.
Well. But yeah, break it down. What'd she do?
Okay, so an 8-year-old girl who lives in Ohio. This is such an Ohio story. I don't know why. Whenever there's a headline from Ohio or Florida, I'm like, oh yeah.
Lines up.
It's about to go down. People just are crazy. Like, they just do whatever they want, and I kind of love that. 8-year-old girl takes her parents' SUV out on a journey to Target by herself. She drove over 13 miles from her home.
It's a good drive.
Yeah, to Target. And not only that, but when they pulled her over, they discovered that she spent $400 at Target, so she had her parents' credit card. And when they pulled her over, she was sipping on a Frappuccino in the driver's seat.
What a vibe.
What? Like, this girl must regularly go with her mom to, quote unquote, run errands, a.k.a. go to Starbucks and then go shop at Target, right?
And just watches her suck back that coffee milkshake every day and is like, someday I'm going to get one of those.
Yeah, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it soon. I just have so many questions. Like, did she go she must have parked and went into the Starbucks, unless she went through the drive-thru and that's who called the cops. Like, I don't know. It's just, I can't picture an 8-year-old rolling through a drive-thru saying, I'll get the caramel Frappuccino, please.
What's wild to me is like $400 spent at Target. How does an 8-year-old carry that many things?
Right? Like, does she bring her reusable bags? Because I'm sure her mom does that. She's learned from that. But also, I'm just reading here that when she was on her journey, she did hit one thing on the road.
Uh-oh.
And I'm kind of impressed that it was only a mailbox.
Oh, good. Yeah, who uses those anymore?
Yeah, whatever. Like, get a new one, whatever. Is she going to face some charges? It's not clear, but her guardians might face some legal consequences because
It's not their fault.
Well, I know. That's what I was thinking too, because she went missing. They couldn't find her at 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Like, yeah, of course not. Like, who's really watching their kids at 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Parents are sleeping in and they're giving their kids access to Disney Plus. Go watch Bluey. Like, what do you want from me?
It's funny that in this same story, we're talking about somebody who's in the age range that they'd watch Bluey, but also that they got a Frappuccino and drove 13 miles to go shopping at Target.
$400 worth of items. I wonder if, like, when she got home, her mom was like, I like this stuff. We're going to keep it.
A lady from Red Deer won $250,000 on a scratchy.
Yeah, she was quoted saying, I scratched the ticket and thought I won $25,000, which was great. But then she double-checked it. Turns out it was $250,000.
Unbelievable.
She looks to be in her mid-80s.
80s? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I started with a sound, so I'm kinder than you.
Okay, well,
It does seem like seniors clean up in the lottery department, hey?
sometimes they win twice.
Yeah. I guess that means they probably buy more tickets and just years that they've been buying them for. But I like this heartwarming story. She's going to be taking her family to Hawaii on a trip. And a lot of people aren't able to do that if they don't win the lottery. So enjoy your trip.
Yeah, you know you're a good person when the first thing that you say you're going to buy is for other people.
True. I just read that Frasier, the TV show, is celebrating an anniversary. Like the first ever one aired on this day in 1993.
Whoa.
And I remembered how excited I was that it was making a comeback. But then I haven't heard anything about it. And I just realized it's because I don't have Paramount Plus.
Yeah, anytime people tell me about a great show, I don't want to hear anything more about the synopsis or who's in it. I say, what platform is it on? If they say if they start saying, I might shut it down. Don't have it.
I don't have it. I kind of feel bad for Paramount Plus because they came out after all the other ones, and people at that point were like, I'm spending enough on streaming.
It's so true. If you have Paramount Plus, A, you're rich.
Yeah. And B, can we come over and watch Frasier?
Yeah.
Giving you a shot at $1,000.
Oh, I thought we were going to keep going.
Well, I thought it was getting a little bit annoying.
No.
Personally.
As a theater kid, I like to brag about how long I can hold a note.
Let's not practice that.
All right.
I'm not putting you to the test. But yeah, your chance at $1,000 coming up with Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. Best of luck. Thanks to Out of Bounds Restaurant for helping us out with that.
Listen for the cue to text.
Got it. Remember back in the day when the craziest thing employees wore at Superstore were rollerblades?
Which, when you're talking about crazy things that employees could be wearing, I mean, that's a pretty good one.
What a way to get teenagers to want to work for you. Like, that sounds like so much fun. I'd be terrible at it. I'd be running into everything. And I'm sure that must be why they got rid of them, right? Like, how many accidents need to happen before you're like, all right, no more rollerblades?
Yeah, all it takes is one cowboy ripping around a corner and running into some kid.
Yeah, or like a nice old lady that's just there to get her.
I always wondered too, because the floors in department stores are so like slippery. They're usually that tile. It doesn't feel like something a rollerblade would be real stable on. Like it feels like they shimmy out to the side. Roller skates, maybe.
There's 2 superstores in Saskatoon that are going to be trialing body cams for management and security. This is their pilot project to increase safety.
And rollerblades?
No.
Oh, now there's a video I'd watch. Imagine if they had a live stream.
I feel like it would make me dizzy to watch that.
Talking a little bit about Superstore, that some of the employees are going to wear body cams now.
Yes, not here. They're going to try it out in Saskatoon and see if it's worth it.
Sure. We were talking about how they often try unique things at Superstore. What can we do for you, man?
Well, you're talking about Superstore and rollerblades. I was the first roller skater hired at Superstore in Edmonton.
What?
For real.
So this was pre-rollerblading. You were actually roller skating and stocking shelves.
No, we weren't stocking shelves. Price checking.
Oh!
One of my first jobs, whipping around the store, nearly killing people. Yeah, it was awesome, man.
So when you were doing that, did you even know, even though you were having a great time, you're like, this is a bad idea?
No. It was actually a pretty good idea because we were super fast. I mean, you had to be a good skater, right?
Right. How does that interview process go? Do you have to like show up at some sort of
like show us how you stop.
No, it was nothing. It was, can you roller skate? And we're like, yep.
I've heard a lot of actors will lie about being able to ride a horse to get a role in a movie, and then when
Yeah.
they're put on the horse, they're just panicking. This is giving the same vibes.
We actually could roller skate. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Did you manage to get some phone numbers out of it? Like,
Yeah.
did the ladies like it?
Did you look cool?
Too fast to get any numbers.
Slow down, Bullet. What's your name?
Cliff.
Thanks a lot, Cliff. We appreciate the call. Man, the first ever roller skater that was a price checker at Superstore just checked into our show. This is almost as big as that time Connor McDavid called in. You know?
He did not call in. He was in the vehicle, though.
Yeah. It's pretty close. Thanks for wrecking it.
Sorry.
Man.
This is amazing, and it's local. It happened here in Edmonton.
Yeah, Lewis Estates on the West End. Nice little track. Carol Wallace not only got one hole-in-one in the same round, she got a second as well.
How? The odds of that being able to do that is what, like 67 million and one? What's the math?
I think that's pretty accurate,
Yeah, I
actually.
think
I've
it
heard
is.
that before, and it's something like that.
Whenever people talk about getting a hole in one, I'm like, prove it. Prove it.
Well, most people do prove it. They get a video of them, like, running up to the hole and seeing it there.
Yeah, but
Or the
was
people
it,
that were with get a picture of them, like, holding the ball.
But was
after.
it planted?
No.
Are you sure?
This is what you want to do, because
Yeah.
this Carol Wallace is getting so much press. You're like, why don't I just fake that I get two hole-in-ones myself?
When she was interviewed, she said she called her husband, who was in the clubhouse at the time, and told him or texted him. But I feel like if I were to text somebody and say, I got two hole-in-ones, they'd be like, yeah, okay.
Right.
They wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, but she was golfing with other people that can confirm the story. And
Okay.
I think it's
What if they all...
an absolute crime to lie about a hole-in-one.
Really?
Yes. Why would you? Then every time anybody brings it up, like, hey, you got a hole-in-one, you'd have to lie again. Doesn't that sound exhausting?
Yes.
So don't do it. Don't lie about a hole-in-one. I have seen a trend on TikTok where people will, if somebody hits up on the green,
Uh-huh.
they'll like take the ball and go and put it in the hole.
For someone else.
And
So
then
they
they'll-
think they got a hole
And then
in
they'll
one.
watch the person like lose their mind and
Yeah.
be so excited. And I hate it, kind of.
Yeah.
But also, you are giving somebody like they don't know.
Yeah, you're making their life.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but also it's lying. I don't
Yeah.
like it. It still gives me the ick.
True.
But Carol managed to get two hole-in-ones in the same round out at Lewis Estates. Unbelievable.
And she's humble. She was like, I'm not even that good of a golfer. I'm like, you don't tell people that. That's worse. For people have been trying to do this their whole lives.
Now, speaking of lying, her husband was interviewed and said he was just so excited for her. No,
he's so jealous.
not a chance. He's so pissed that they didn't each get one or
Yeah.
he didn't get two.
Well, what were you doing in the clubhouse, man? Get out there.
Well, you've probably finished his round.
Or he was having beer with the boys.
Yeah, that's
Practice
fine.
makes perfect. That's why she's out there getting two hole-in-ones in one round.
A group of scientists said that you need to go on vacation. Your life might depend on it.
Are we talking about cortisol levels, stress? Like, what's going on?
A little bit of everything. They say that when you're vacationing, quite often that leads to more time spent outdoors with fresh air and sunlight, which is obviously important.
Yeah.
But also, it's vital for self-repair, self-organization, anti-wear and tear to actually relax. Plus, exposure to unfamiliar streets, strange customs, and a new environment of microorganisms can boost your immune system, collectively saving your life, all of those things.
What about when you get home and then you're sad that it's all over and you don't unpack your suitcase for like 2 weeks?
Rest in peace. That's it for you.
This is a prime example of things I don't think of. And if I were ever lost in the wilderness, I'd be donezo.
Yeah, just bye.
Bye. Apparently, when people are hiking and they're stranded or their car is broken down, and even if their phone starts to die, people are smart enough to change their voicemail to the last location they remember being in, that they are in distress and they need help, that they
Whoa.
don't have food. I would never think to do that.
So you could say, like, hey, I'm the last that I can leave this message. I'm on this walking path.
Yeah, I use
it's
this gas
6:30 at
station.
night. Whoa.
Yeah.
It's really smart.
Even if your phone dies or stops working, the newer ones still have the voicemail that works, right? And a lot of people have Find My iPhone settings where even if your phone dies, people can still find you via your phone.
Or if you're just at McDonald's and you wanted to eat without anybody knowing and just have a secret cheeseburger, but then they track you and they're like, how was your McDonald's?
Yeah, just a heads up, that is a thing that sounds like a very specific personal experience that Ryder has had.
It was you that did that to me.
I know, and I'm still mad about it.
That what?
I wanted a cheeseburger too.
I think I'm going to get into making deviled eggs really, really good. That's my next one.
I've never cared for them. They remind me of cake pops, like it's something that's already been chewed and spit back out.
Well, thanks for wrecking it for everyone now.
No problem.
No, they're delicious, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to get over what you just said. The thing about deviled eggs that I really like is that there's a select crowd out there that are just like deviled egg supporters.
Yeah, like they'll eat 6 in one sitting.
For sure. And so if you roll into a party and you've got a 24-pack of deviled eggs that are made properly.
A little bit of paprika on the top there.
There's going to be like 4 or 5 people that idolize you.
Yeah, they start cheering.
Yeah, they think you're a real hero for bringing those.
Can you believe that Christmas, yes, I'm bringing up the C word, is only 99 days away?
That's not the C word.
To some people it is. Anyway, Mariah Carey has started to unthaw. I think it does take 99 days exactly, so.
The thing is, if you give yourself this much time, you should really be able to hit some home runs when it comes to gifts. So my only suggestion is, listen, for when loved ones say things like, man, I've always wanted blank.
Yeah, start writing it in the notes section of your phone. In fact, start ordering it right now or getting it delivered to a local store because then you're done.
Who gets it delivered to a local store?
I'm just trying to support local, man.
Well, you can just go to the store. Nobody's ordering something and getting it delivered to the local store.
I'm not wasting my time going to the store if it's not in there. How did this turn into an argument?
I don't know.
Merry Christmas.
But I feel like I won. Yeah, it's the joy of the holidays creeping up on us.
So it begins.
I just read that Frasier, the TV show, is celebrating an anniversary. Like the first ever one aired on this day in 1993.
Whoa.
And I remembered how excited I was that it was making a comeback. But then I haven't heard anything about it. And I just realized it's because I don't have Paramount Plus.
Yeah, anytime people tell me about a great show, I don't want to hear anything more about the synopsis or who's in it. I say, what platform is it on? If they say if they start saying, I'm like, shut it down. Don't have it.
I don't have it. I kind of feel bad for Paramount Plus because they came out after all the other ones and people at that point were like, I'm spending enough on streaming.
It's so true. If you have Paramount Plus, A, you're rich.
Yeah. And B, can we come over and watch Frasier?
Yeah.
When you're traveling, do you ever notice things that other countries do and you wonder why it's not a norm here?
Yeah, all the time.
Like espressos at 3 p.m, just every day.
Naps.
Yes.
Every day.
Eating Nutella for breakfast.
Is there something that we do that's more efficient?
Well, carburetors. I saw somebody break this down on Twitter that like in Europe, for example, they just use a little food catcher, then you got to scrape that into the trash. But in North America, we have chainsaws in our drains just to get it down, which is a really valid point. We've seemed to have figured that one out.
Is that why statistically we lose more fingers here?
No, I think that's the fireworks.
Oh, true.
So we've been living together a while now. I have a question for you that I'd like for you to break down, if that's okay.
Okay.
Why does so much hair end up on the shower wall?
Okay, so basically what happens when you shower, some of the hair falls out.
Okay.
And then it lands between your butt cheeks. So
And then you just put it on the shower
it sticks
door.
to your fingers, so you got to put it somewhere. Yeah, so that's butt hair that's not actual grown on the butt, but it lands there. This is getting really awkward, but it's a common thing.
Cool. Listen, I'm not judging.
Yeah.
Just a little bit weirded out with how many times I've removed the shower door. So you thought you had car troubles today on the way to work?
I could smell burning rubber.
Oh.
So I was definitely concerned that something was happening.
Had you been like spinning out or
No.
laying blackies on the road?
No. So I pull over, get out of my vehicle, check all the tires. I'm like leaning over, smelling them. Turns out.
Which would have been really confusing for drivers who were passing by. Why is that chick smelling her tires?
Turns out it's not smart to wear pleather when you have a heated seat on.
Really? Like it heated up so much you could smell your jacket?
Yeah.
Leather would have never done this to you.
Well, I can't afford that, so.
Oh.
And I care about the animals. Pleather for life.
If you really cared about the animals, you would have said that first.
We hope you had your coffee and are feeling extra sharp because it's time to play Matchmaker on Play 107.
Strike up a match by picking two numbers with the same prize and you win. Miss the match and you're out. Good luck.
Hello?
Hello, who are we speaking with?
Yes.
Guess? Angela.
Jess.
Oh, Jess.
Jess, do you want to play Matchmaker?
I do.
All you have to do is choose two numbers between 1 and 50. If both of them have the same prize underneath them, you win said prize.
22 and 44.
22 is a New Year's Eve party, and they say T because it's at a golf course. That would have been 4 tickets to Cattail Crossing's New Year's Eve dinner event.
That sounds so fancy and fun. I've heard good things.
44, sadly, is not a match, but that's a good number for people to remember. That is an Oxygen Oasis, an oxygen chamber gift card valued at $595 from Hyperbaric Health and Spa.
Oh, that would have been nice.
That would have been nice.
That would have been nice.
Sadly, you did not win it, but you can try again.
Well, I will.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Jess, and better luck next
thanks for
time with
calling.
Matchmaker.
Awesome, thank you.
It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K Wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
We are joined by Texter 107. Lillian, you fired up or what?
I'm so excited. Oh, my God.
All right, here's how the game works. You're going to choose either Lisa or myself who will leave the room. We're going to give you 5 words. You tell us the first word that comes to mind for each. We'll invite your teammate back in. They'll play the same game. For every answer that matches, it's $25. But if you get them all, it's $1,000.
Lillian, who do you want as your teammate?
Oh, gosh. I'm gonna pick Ryder. I
Okay.
like Lisa's words.
Okay, perfect.
All right. You don't have to include that second part.
Yeah,
you can
it's
just say,
fine.
like,
It's
I
fine.
want Ryder.
I
He's
know,
awesome.
I know. Okay, get out of here. All right, Lillian, you know the drill. I'm going to start that 25-second timer after I say the first word, all right?
Yep.
What comes to your mind when I say inbox?
Mail.
Slippery.
Slope.
Streaking.
Streaking?
Yep.
What? Naked.
Fancy.
Dance.
And yelling.
Scream.
Good answers. You had me worried in the middle there. Let's get Ryder back in. That was such a good round.
Let's go!
All right, Ryder's in the zone. Let's do this.
I'm excited.
Okay, you should be. You're going to do great.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Ryder, what comes to your mind when I say inbox?
Inbox. I gotta go with email?
Oh my gosh, she went with mail.
No, we can't. I
No,
don't
we can't.
think.
It's one letter off.
Yeah, I don't. They're different words.
Are you
We
serious?
can't, or else every game, like, remember when we said water and ocean, and people are like, "That's the same thing." It's not. It can't be.
You're breaking
I'm
Edmonton's
sorry.
heart.
No, why do I have to be the bad guy
It's okay.
here?
It's okay. We're gonna give away $100. I just know it. Ryder, what comes to mind when I say slippery?
Wet.
Slope. Streaking. You've got this.
Naked.
Yeah, $25. Fancy.
Fancy. I'm gonna say dress.
Pants. Last but not least, for $50.
Come on, we gotta get
Come
50.
on, you gotta do it. What comes to mind when I say yelling?
Screaming.
Scream.
Yeah, we can
How
count
does
that one.
that counts, but the other one didn't?
Yeah, they're because email
Mail and
and
email?
mail are different
Oh,
things.
'cause
Scream and
one's digital.
screaming is just
This one's digital and one's in the mail.
I think everybody
Okay.
except for you two would agree with me here.
Sorry, I was just like really excited to give away $1,000.
Especially with how much
I know.
excitement she had.
Lillian, you picked up $50.
You know what? $50 is more than I had this morning, so that's amazing.
Hey.
That's awesome. Okay, stay on the line. We got to get more info from you.
What started as a hobby turned into a passion and now is a thriving business. We are joined by Colette from Wheel and Deal Collectibles. Where can people find you?
Queen Mary's Market, 12011, 111th Ave. Saturdays 10 till 6, Sundays 11 till 6. And I also have a website, collectibles.com.
You guys have a very big event coming up. You're hosting your first ever all die-cast show. Can you break down what that is?
You betcha. We're very excited for this. So you're going to have Hot Wheels, Auto World, Johnny Lightning, Red Line. People will have display cases to sell. It's going to be anything related to die-cast.
All right. So the Hot Wheels Alberta Die-Cast Show is a first of its kind. It's happening September 22nd between 10 and 5 p.m. Where can people check this out?
They can go to Wellington Hall at 13440 134th Street.
What is admission cost for people that are interested?
$5. Children 12 and under are going to be free. With those tickets, we are going to be doing hourly draws, one for children, one for adults. We will also have a kids coloring contest and a prize for them.
Best of luck with your event, Colette, and thank you so much for hanging out with Ryder and I for Show Local some love.
Thank you, guys.
The Ryder and Lisa Podcast. Play 107.